Oh yeah! Hey, I'm just doing what works for me. What up? And well met. I'm Mulatto Rants, this is Muscle and Magica, and you, my friend, just accepted a side quest. Now, there are a number of semi-related topics that I want to touch on in this video. I never did get to make a thank you for 1,000 subscribers video, mainly because at this point I really only have time to upload around 2 videos a week, and I didn't really want to waste a video, so to speak. But anyway, I'll get to that in a minute. The main thing that I wanted to elaborate on is actually something that I mentioned in a video last week, which is that I don't particularly like the phrase, "what works for you." Now, I appreciate the meaning behind it, and I believe that there is some truth in it. However, I think that more often than not, people end up using it as a shield to hide behind when they don't really want to learn the proper way of doing whatever it is that they're trying to do. I mean, whether we're talking about bodybuilding or just life in general, it's always a lot easier to half-ass than to actually fully commit yourself and educate yourself on the process. Because if you educate yourself on the process, well, that's one less excuse you have when you don't make progress. Now, of course, we're all different. I mean, we all have different goals. If I'm trying to be a warrior or a paladin or a bodybuilder, I'm gonna have a much different path and play style than someone who's trying to be a ranger or a sorcerer or a powerlifter. Not to mention the fact that we all have different genetics, we all respond differently to certain things, so my unique starting class and race is going to give me an entirely separate set of skills, bonuses, and affinities than yours. However, despite these differences and these variables, scientific research still provides us with general, overarching, fundamental principles that you really can't escape from. I mean, we all draw upon the same templates. We all level up and gain experience in the same manner because we're all playing the same game. So when I explain to someone one of these fundamental principles of gameplay, such as thermodynamics, aka energy balance, aka calories in versus calories out, or progressive overload, for instance, and I show them why it is that what they're currently doing runs counterproductive to that end, and then they in turn decide to dismiss everything that I've said and keep doing what they're doing, that's completely fine. I have no problem with that. However, in such cases, they should realize that they are not choosing what works for them over what doesn't work, so much as they are just choosing what they prefer to do. Now, I'm not saying that you have to track calories or macros or be on an optimally structured training program, and in fact, if you're not making money off of your bodybuilding or your physique, I think that preference should carry every bit as much weight as efficiency. All I'm saying is that for someone to tell me that a methodology which flies in the face of an overwhelming amount of scientific evidence and defies an educated consensus works better for them is practically the same thing as if a healer were to come up to me and tell me that he finds it works better for him to equip all heavy armor, to only slot offensive capabilities, and to put all of his points in physical attack damage and critical hit rating. I'm not going to queue up with that healer because he is actively refusing to know what he's talking about. Now, let me use this as a not-so-sly transition. It's come to my attention that there are those that wish that I would skip the fluff and the analogy and the goofy intros and just get straight to the information. Now, the way I figure it, if all you want is information, that's what Google and PubMed and anatomy textbooks are for. What has always worked for me is hearing the same information, and it is all the same information. I mean, unless you're Eric Helms or Brad Schoenfeld or Alan Aragon and you're on the leading edge of research, there's really nothing new under the sun. What's worked for me is hearing the same information over and over and over again, reinforced by hearing them through different perspectives. So lastly, thank you to the 1,700 of you who have decided for whatever reason that you appreciate my perspective. Obviously, I've already thanked the golden one. I also want to thank my man Max, aka Darhaka, who posted one of my videos in Reddit, a realm which I am far too unsophisticated and fragile to enter. I truly appreciate it. Also, many of you have left me suggestions for subscribe requests, which I fully intend to embark upon once we wrap up the main quest against hunger next week. So anyway, I hope you gained some experience points from this. If you leveled up, then like the video, and if you want to come along on future quests and have those future quests pop up in your quest log, make sure you subscribe to the channel and join the Order of Muscle and Magica. Until next time, Mulatto Rants, logging out.